Welcome to Rockstars, the podcast where high performance meets real life.
I'm Brent Laing, joined by my wife, Jennifer Jones, and this is where we talk about rocks, rings, and everything in between.
It's about chasing dreams and asking, why not me?
And figuring out how to keep going when things get hard or hilarious.
Sometimes it's just us talking curling, business, family, and parenting.
Sometimes it's bigger conversations about success, pressure, and believing that anything is possible.
We keep it honest, uplifting, and fun.
We might even make you laugh.
Because this is about the wins, the losses, and real life in between. Rocks, rings, real life.
This is Rockstars. Welcome back to Rockstars, Rocks, Rings, and Real Life, the podcast where we dive into the shiny, the gritty, and everything in between. I'm Brent Laing, and sitting next to me is my amazing wife and co-host, the one and only Jennifer Jones.
Hi, everyone. We're so thrilled you're tuning in. Today, we're going to shake things up a little bit and look inside what our 2025 family holiday season looked like.
What a season.
It was.
It was actually.
I almost should say holiday chaos. I think the holidays are chaos in the best possible way, but I love chaos. I love maxing out on life and experiencing everything, and that's what we do. We're talking Christmas chaos, what our family does over the holidays, and how this year, for the first time ever, we ditched the usual traditions and hopped on a plane not to see family, but for a family trip to the mountains, maybe do a little bit of skiing. Buckle up, because I think it's going to be a wild ride down memory lane and maybe even a few ski slopes.
No injuries, though. Nothing to report.
Nothing serious.
That's good news. But before we jump in, we want to send out a quick shout out to all of our listeners. If you're loving the show, hit that subscribe button and leave us a review and follow us on our socials. We really, really appreciate it. That truly does mean the world to us. So, Jen, let's start with the basics. Before we talk about a new tradition this year, what does Christmas chaos mean in the Laing Jones house? Paint the picture of kind of a traditional Christmas, since our family began.
Okay, where do I begin?
That's why I asked you. I asked the questions.
Well, I love Christmas. I am a Christmas crazy person. My nickname growing up and into my 20s was Jenny Loo Hoo, because I would have everybody over. We'd have Christmas, drinks, and it would be all decorated, and I would dress up with my Christmas hat.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a big deal for me, Jenny Loo Hoo. But since, being together with Brent and kind of everybody spread all over, because Brent's family lives in Ontario and my family lives in Winnipeg. And so our holiday season always involves some plane travel.
It does.
And it starts with the Laing family Christmas. We always do it the weekend before Christmas, or if we can, around the weekend before Christmas, right when the kids get out of school. And we have the not so traditional Christmas appies.
But they're great.
They're amazing, of Lang's Landing. And that's Jane, Brent's mom, makes all these incredible appetizers. And there's a treasure hunt for all the 7 grandkids. And then the present opening
Madness.
It begins. And oh, the madness. It is madness.
It is. In a great way.
At my house growing up, it was very, not structured, but it was always like one present at a time.
The first time I came to your Christmas, it was stressful. Because I grew up in the madness where it was just like, grab your presents, rip them open. Anybody get anything that I missed? Okay, let's have breakfast or lunch. I show up to your place and all these people who I want to make a good impression. I mean, we're still pretty early and everybody's staring at me. I'm like, what if I don't like it?
You always love everything you get. It's the thought.
I know it's the thought, but that doesn't change my reaction. And I was just nervous. I'm just being honest. We're supposed to be telling them the truth here. It's a podcast.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
So when the kids were younger, they would see their names and they would all go and just unwrap all these presents. And I'm not used to that. And I never knew what they got until we got home, and I would go through it. And I'm like, did you thank the appropriate person? And anyway, it was fun though. The kids had so much fun. But I find now as they get older, they actually also want to watch. So they kind of have slowed down a little bit and we watch what people get. And Skyla's pretty funny because she is very perceptive and I can see she's checking things out, and she always wants to be the last present opener. She wants to have the last present.
Who doesn't want to be that?
I know. So she'll kind of like put one aside, like almost hide it sometimes.
Yeah.
And then when she knows that everybody else is done, she opens it up.
Yeah, it's like somebody I know probably. What did you do as a kid?
Yeah, I think I did that too. She's smart.
She's smart. Oh,
yeah. So we open presents and then it's just kind of a great day.
It's true. It's true. And what are your thoughts on the now super famous or infamous Laing family Christmas photo? Tell me about it.
Well, yeah, no, it's amazing. We started it a few years ago, and we would sit. We would do the whole family, and we would sit in the same spot every year. And I think it's great.
It is great.
Because you can see how people have evolved over time. You know, when your kids are babies, and like for our girls, I put them next to this stuffed, well, it was a jelly cat. It wasn't super popular at the time, but this big giant.
It's not a jelly cat?
Yeah, that bunny.
That bunny.
It's a jelly cat.
It's the size of a, well,
Just guess how much it cost.
I don't know.
But it was very cute.
It worked in the photos.
And so you could see, you know, relative how much they've grown next to this bunny. Well, that's to me what this picture's like, because you can look at it year to year and see the changes. But what's interesting is that the kids have obviously gotten bigger.
Makes sense.
And Skyla was a baby when we first started, so she was on my lap. And now she still insists to be on my lap. And she's 9, so she's a little bit bigger. So I'll have I'm the little head kind of sneaking off to the side, trying to get in the picture. But I love it. Like I love it. It was stressful when they were younger, trying to get them all to look at the camera.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I found that a little bit, that was a little bit stressful, and and it's your mom's one thing that she wants for Christmas, so you want it to go well.
She loves it, and it's really cool. They're all hung up. All the photos are hung up in the
museum, but like I love.
It's the history of the Laing family,
yeah,
right? And it's called Laing's Landing. That's what they call their house. They got the sign up front and everything. And no, it's pretty cool. But let's be real, it's serious business. Like, this is priority number one. When we get there, it's like, okay, everybody's here. Let's get this photo done first, right?
During COVID, that was the biggest stress, actually. Just trying to figure out if
we were going to get to do it, did we?
We didn't know.
That's kind of disappointing, but there's no hole on the wall, though. She didn't leave or get COVID empty frame or nothing. But anyway, it is serious business, though. And I can tell this story because it's my sister and my family. One Christmas, my brother-in-law Jacob had a photography business, and he's a really good photographer. He's got the fancy cameras, and so he was the one who would set up the tripod, get everybody going, all the babies. At that time, I don't know how many there were. There weren't all of them. Skyla wasn't in the first one. So it's been a 10-year tradition, because Skyla's 9 now. Yeah.
And all the kids are fairly close in age. So we had a lot of young kids when we first started. They're 7.
For sure. So he would set it up, and we'd get it all done, and everything was great. And then, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years into this tradition, he shows up, and Jacob turns to my sister, Jessica, and he says, I forgot the camera. And my sister can be honest. Langs can be pretty honest. Let's be real.
You're pretty honest.
She turns and she says, you've just ruined Christmas. And
she was kidding.
She was kidding, but she was serious. I don't know. We could ask her.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a legendary Laing family Christmas story now. It comes up every single year. Things have changed with iPhones being such good, good cameras on them now. But it is difficult, and every year we forget to bring the tripod now. That's the new thing. And you and Jacob, who for some reason are in charge, you got books and boxes and, iPhones and the timer and everything else. It's like we literally have tripods with buttons we could push, but we just never really think of it. And that's become part of the madness, part of the tradition.
It's the first thing we do. And then it's kind of a relax, you get the picture done, and then we go into then actually your dad.
Well, he prints it off right away. That's not optional. Yeah. It's like, okay, once he has it on his phone or has it in his possession, the photo, it's going to the photo printer. For better, for worse, I think he's due for a new photo printer this year. It didn't come out quite as good.
Skyla was not happy with the quality this year. She told Grandpa George he could not put that picture up because she did not look like herself. Her hair was a little bit dark. Our lighting was not great. It was a very sunny day, so we were backlit. So Skyla felt like she didn't look like herself. And so she requested Grandpa George go to a professional place to print it off so that she would look more like herself. She didn't want that hanging on the wall.
Dad, if you're listening, I would suggest you get that done, or she'll come after you. You know it, and I know it. But it is the Christmas Wall of Fame. Both Mom and Dad love it. I mean, Mom is the one who talks about it, but Dad plays it off cool, but he loves it too.
He does.
It's kind of the center of the home, and that's, then we just kind of hang out the rest of the day. The kids play with toys. There's less kind of toys now as they get older to count their bucks. Make sure we don't throw out any gift cards. That's happened in the Laing family Christmas tradition.
You threw one of yours, didn't you?
We threw out lift tickets to Blue Mountain years ago, but we found them. But my dad, like any good dad, what's the main role of a dad on Christmas? Garbage. You get that garbage ready.
You are stressed about garbage.
I'm not stressed. I'm excited. I like throwing stuff out, and I need that bag. And then the second, it's like, get it in the bag. And that's what my dad did it. I'm sure that's what dads do. Isn't it normal?
You just sit there with your garbage bag. Like, we're trying to have this moment of watching them, open their special gifts.
I'm watching.
You're under the kitchen getting your garbage bag.
You know, like it before. Come on, give me some credit. And then the adults hang out upstairs. We chat, get caught up because we travel so much. We don't get to see them as much as we'd like, but we get caught up, and then kids play until it's time to kind of call it a night. And that's really the Laing family Christmas, I think. Did I miss anything?
No.
I don't want my mom calling me. She's going to be listening.
We used to go skating, but now it's hard to have the lake doesn't freeze as much, so it's more indoor stuff, which is it's great. It's super fun, and it's nice to have focus time before the rest of the kind of Christmas begins. And for us, we then will move on to our family Christmas, and we've loved the idea of creating our own family traditions. And with how much travel we do and the normal chaos of the family calendar, these moments are really extra special for us. And during curling season, October, November, December, madness. We were always on the road, and not at home. So by the time Christmas would roll around, completely craving that family time, but also didn't have time to make it as perfect as I wanted it to be. So I literally would stay up.
It's perfect.
No, but it became perfect. But it was, I would stay up all night. I had a couple of all-nighters and wrapping presents.
That's become a tradition almost.
Yeah, it's kind of a part of it. But wrapping presents, making sure that, everybody has kind of relatively equal number of things to open, and then making cookies. We always bake from scratch. We're bakers. My grandma would always bake with us when we were little, and so would my mom. And so we do that with the girls. We make shortbread cookies for Santa and other Christmas traditions. So we're up baking. It is really, it's a lot, but I love it. I wouldn't change a thing. I sit there I watch Christmas movies and I wrap presents, and Jenny Lou Who comes out.
Jenny Lou Who. I didn't know that was your name, but I see it. It fits, and we try and watch our usual, Home Alone.
Yeah.
Home Alone 2.
Yeah, no.
Elf this year we snuck in Elf. That's not a traditional.
Home Alone must be watched, or Skyla again. That's her favorite movie of all time. That's the only movie she truly liked.
Like you said earlier, she's smart. That's a great movie.
It is a great movie. But then we also would write a letter to Santa to let him know where we were going to be.
Right, because we could be anywhere.
Yeah.
As you'll find out today when we tell you where we ended up.
Yeah.
But then, we wrap up. We have our French toast and whipped cream and fruit and all those things, and have our family day. And then it's time to go to Winnipeg, right? It's off to the Jones family Christmas. And when I say off to Winnipeg, it's for the absolute gluttony of Christmas. And I mean that in the best possible way. I got to bring my Advil, and I got to bring my stretchy pants, because we're going socializing. And we're going 24/7 socializing. It is almost a sport. When we get back to Manitoba, I remember the first couple times going, it was like, holy moly. And
when we had babies and trying to bring them everywhere was crazy.
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
It's amazing.
Of course, we love it. It's still home to me in so many ways. I think once you're a Winnipegger, you're always Winnipegger.
Yeah.
If you can survive the winters, you can survive anything. And we just have so many great people in our lives there. Our best friends are there. And so we love going back and visiting with everybody. And I really miss my family. I love our home here in Ontario, but I really miss my friends and family. My friends actually feel like family. And so I always say I just miss my family. And with our competition and travel schedule, along with the kids and business commitments, we really don't get back to the peg as much as we would like.
It's true. There's only so many days in a week. And
so we do make the most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have breakfast, lunch, dinner plans almost every day we're there.
She's not kidding, folks. It's a sport, like an endurance sport. No question about it. The number of people who want to see you when you're back there is quite remarkable. Turns out people like you. I mean, who knew you were so popular? I didn't. I thought, curling fans might like you, but you got a lot of people that like real friends too.
Well, yeah, and a lot of them didn't know much about curling until they.
No, but
yeah.
I'm going to run you through a bit of a typical day here, folks, in Winnipeg. So we get there, and outside of the Christmas traditions with the family.
Just one thing, Brent really likes relaxed time. He needs relaxed time and quiet time.
Yeah, do I look like a go-getter to you?
He likes, when we first met, he's like, I don't like being busy.
How's that working out for me?
And we are busy. So just with that.
We're not busy. We hate that word. I hate that.
I know, but anyway. So
our schedule is congruent with our goals. And our goals when we go to Winnipeg for Christmas are to catch up with all the people that care about us and that we care about.
Yes.
So that requires, if we're only there for 5 days, it requires sometimes 15 social visits.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner every day. And everybody knows what holiday breakfast, lunch, and dinners. They're not.
But yeah, stretchy pants. So
and my Advil. That's what I was talking about. So, but there are so many people we want to see. They've become really good friends of mine. There's so many great people in Winnipeg, but sometimes there's so many that in between breakfast and lunch, we got to have like a meat for drinks. And then you have lunch, and then you have a meat for drinks in the afternoon. And then you go to dinner. And it's like, holy moly, like stretchy pants indeed. Thank God somebody invented jog jeans so that I don't have to wear denim anymore. I can still look like I wear denim, but they're jogging pants. But it's something. Like I said, it's really almost like a sport. But I say that tongue in cheek. It's fantastic. We get to catch up with all our friends. But because seriously, Jen, how much do we love going back to Winnipeg? I know you touched on it. How important is it to stay connected, especially for you, but now for me too, with friends and family there?
It really is the most important thing, and something that I'm really bad at. I'm not great at texting sometimes, or calling, or reaching out, especially when we're traveling and getting busy. And these are the people that have supported me, and they've been in my corner my whole life, and they're the most important people that bring joy to me. So it really is important to stay connected. I think it's, don't take it for granted, but your great friends are always going to be there, but you always want to make sure that they feel that you're there for them as well. So it's always in 2026, I'm going to make even a better effort to stay connected.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think that's good
Yeah.
goal.
And when I moved to Ontario, it was one of the things that I was worried about
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, I was really worried about it. Actually, I made Brent promise when I moved here. So obviously we had some conversations about moving and all of that. And I said, okay, but for Christmas, we always have to go to Winnipeg. That was the deal. That was in the
seemed like a small concession.
Yeah, it was in the country. You out there, and it was -50 his first Christmas.
Yeah, I can't breathe. It's like breathing in needles. And if anybody's been to Winnipeg, and no offense to the Winnipeggers, because they're great people, I actually really like the city, but it's not meant for humans on those days.
No, most Christmases are pretty good.
You've promised me you could dress for it. That is one load of BS. There ain't no dress for some of those days. And anyway, we won't go too far into that. As promised, though, like we should talk about the Jones family Christmas, because of course you have your traditions, and so fill us in on what that looks like.
The Jones family traditions.
Yeah. Christmas at the Jones. Christmas with the Joneses. Everybody wants to keep up with the Joneses. So what do we got to do to keep up with you?
So the Jones family Christmas is truly a full day affair.
It's full day. Sun up to sun.
Yeah, and we do it on Christmas Day. So it's always on Christmas Day. Until this year, and during COVID, actually, I guess, I had never missed a Christmas with my family, like with my mom. So that was a little weird for me.
Yeah, it was a big change.
It was a big change. My mom's obviously a big part of our life, and it was but we celebrated with her earlier, which we'll talk about. But typical Jones family Christmas is you wake up in the morning, and the moment you wake up, you head to my mom's.
If we're not already there.
So sometimes we'll be traveling there, or so we stay at my mom's sometimes. So we stay there, and we arrive, and we have the biggest breakfast of all time. We have waffles and eggs and bacon and
cheesy eggs, not just eggs, the cheesiest eggs of all time.
Yep. And toast, which she makes fresh cinnamon buns. We say
bacon?
Bacon, yeah, hash browns. We have everything that you can possibly imagine. We have that for breakfast. So it was hard for the kids when they were younger, because we would go and Grandma would have a Christmas tree full of presents, but we had to eat breakfast. We had to eat breakfast first. And my niece is a little bit older than our girls, so she sometimes would like to sleep in when our kids were younger. So that was even a little bit more torture, because we'd have to have them wait, and then because we'd have to eat breakfast, and then we'd open presents.
It was tough.
That was a tough one.
Good life lesson though.
Yeah.
Patience.
So then after breakfast, we open presents, and then while the kids are kind of playing with their stuff and doing presents, it was always like my mom, my sister, and I would be in the kitchen. And so you clean up after breakfast, and you'd start making the turkey and ham and pierogies.
We're done breakfast. Let's make dinner.
And yeah, we have Ukrainian kind of stuff thrown in there. And so then you'd have dinner, and we'd watch a movie during the day. There would always be a puzzle out, and you just sit and talk. And my mom moved into an apartment, and so she kind of thought maybe it was a little too small. And both my sister and I agreed that it wouldn't feel like Christmas unless it was at my mom's. So we all go to her apartment.
It works.
It does work.
It works. You make it work.
It totally
Everyone makes it work.
But it gets a little hot in there.
So hot.
So my brother-in-law, he just wears shorts. So it could be -50 out, and he just has some shorts. And because it gets hot in there from all the cooking and the fun, and it really is an amazing day. It's my favorite day of the year.
Uncle Jeff misses the old bathroom downstairs on Christmas too.
Oh.
Used to have a little bit more privacy.
Okay.
But back to Christmas traditions. Jen, what is your favorite Christmas family tradition these days? Old or new, not just these days.
I would have a couple. It would be the baking for sure. Baking with my mom and my grandma growing up. Like I'll always remember that and learning all their secret recipes and how they made things and laughing and just the time spent together. We would play Christmas carols and I just loved it. And so I think that's the same now is like baking with the girls. Like this year we literally we are gone till the 22nd. We made those cookies and made sure that we had that tradition. And I also would say Christmas Day at my mom's. Sure. That is something I'll remember for the rest of my life. And I think everybody will. Like it's just, and my mom was Carol Luhu. Like she wasn't called that, but you'd show up and she'd have the biggest smile on her face. The Christmas carols would be cranking like my whole life. Like those Christmas carols were on the entire day. And she'd dress in her Christmas shirt, like with she'd wear the necklace that would light up,
Yeah, no, I remember.
Oh yeah.
I was there.
That's
Are we going to reproduce this in 20 years, 30 years?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Probably.
No, I hope so. So,
yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's everything.
That's everything?
Yeah.
Can I share mine?
Yeah.
Let me think about it. What's my favorite family tradition? Actually, and this is going to sound a little bit silly, but it might be Home Alone.
Watching Home Alone?
Yeah, just how excited the kids get. And it's not just a Christmas tradition for us because those lines from the movie, they definitely stick with us all year. But yeah, I think, and
you fell asleep during it this year.
This year, you didn't have to say that. That's kind of rude. But I do love how much the kids love it. And anytime we're doing something, whether it's scary or exciting, it always comes up, this is it. And I'll say, this is it. And the kids will always say, don't get scared now.
Yeah.
Right. So that's pretty cool. Whether it's a roller coaster, could be that, could be jumping in the lake on May 24th, another kind of tradition that Belle and I have that Skyla hasn't really opted into.
I was pregnant when they started the tradition. I got out of that. It's freezing on May 24th.
Yeah. But anyway, that's kind of a quick summary, maybe not so quick summary of our traditional Christmas. But Jane, let's jump into kind of what happened this year. We didn't do all of that.
Yeah. This year we flipped the script a little bit. We had Christmas morning and Christmas dinner with Grandma Carol, my mom, at our house because she was watching the kids while we were commentating. And she headed home on December 22nd, almost after a 3-month stay at our house in Ontario, parenting her children. Well, she went back and forth. She wasn't here the entire time. She's truly amazing. It's hard to believe. So she was here until the 22nd. So we talked to her and we just said, and I was, again, this was one of our busiest falls and I was really missing time with the kids. So I kind of said, let's go on a trip. And I talked to my mom and I said, instead of going to Winnipeg, we think, because it's expensive to spend the money and go to Winnipeg and do all of those things. So we decided, since we were going to see mom and we'd spent so much time with her, that maybe this was a good year to try something different. And very good friends of ours, that's what they did with their kids when they were younger, is they went on these trips, and I talked to their kids and they bring up these trips all the time. And so we thought it would be kind of a fun way to just try something a little bit different. So we flipped the script.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. So let's dive into that a little bit. But before we do, let's touch a little bit back on Grandma Carol. She's really the only reason we get to do what we do, or get to have done what we've done and get to continue to chase. Maybe it's not Olympic dreams anymore, business dreams and, helping the curling group and Rock League and all those things that we get to do. So, we do take heat from strangers.
They do.
Absentee parents. I thought you retired so you could spend more time with your kids, and now you're on the road all the time, commentating and doing this. But I don't often get that comment as much. I don't get as much as you. But
when get it at all.
I've had it one time. Okay. No.
It always comes to me.
But when you mention it is a double standard, no question. That's a whole other podcast. Let's not get off the rails here. But I always think to myself, anytime I hear about that, it's like the experiences our kids have had with their grandma, especially, and the relationship they have with your mom, wouldn't be what it is if we didn't abandon our kids all the time.
You're welcome, Grandma.
You're welcome. No, but it is. It's really cool to see when we come home and, Bella still calls Grandma Carol almost every night to say goodnight. And it's a cool relationship that.
No, it is really special. And I think because of that, I also feel like we're super present, even when we're not here.
Yeah,
we talk to the girls all the time, and I used to record my voice reading their favorite books so they could have it if I was like in a different time zone at bedtime. And anyway,
They don't
we
want to
talked
hear
about
that.
it.
They want to judge you without knowing it. That's what they
Oh.
want to do. So that's way more fun too. No more fat.
But it is really, really special. Grandma Carol is. And she even said, like in the summer months when she doesn't have the help to help us as much in the summer months, she says she's bored.
So we're doing her a favor.
That's what I say. You're welcome. We try to treat her very well.
Seriously, Carol, thank you so much for everything you do for us and for the girls. But let's get back to Christmas. So tell us more.
So after Christmas with my mom, and we did the Laing family Christmas as usual, but this year we didn't go to Winnipeg, which I said, yeah. And instead we planned a surprise ski trip to Alberta.
That sounds like fun.
It was so fun, and I was really nervous with the weather.
And you're taking credit, eh? That's your idea?
That was my idea.
And you're taking credit?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to be clear.
You think it was your idea?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, it's
like, am I missing a conversation? But so we specifically went to Banff and Jasper. And when I say surprise, I mean truly surprise. Like we told the kids the day our flights were, we had packed everything. We got it all loaded in the car. We woke them up, said dress, we're getting on a plane.
And that was Christmas Eve, right?
Christmas Eve. So I broke my rule of not flying on Christmas Eve. And we flew on Christmas because we kind of booked it last minute. And like these were the only kind of decent flights that we could get. And so we woke them up, we got in the car and we went, and we had to quickly put out Santa's cookies in milk and then we were gone.
Yeah, because they thought we were going to Winnipeg, right? On the 25th?
No, they knew that they thought we were just hanging out, just us. And they were very sad they were very sad that we weren't going to Winnipeg.
But that quickly changed.
But I think it was just we just needed time. Like I don't know, was it burnout from the chaos of the fall, or just maybe we were craving an adventure? I don't know.
We're always craving adventure. Like, you mentioned the Jones family and them doing, not our Jones family, another Jones family doing that with their kids. And I think selfishly, we wanted to create some more family memories. We talked about that trip to New Zealand, all the different places we've been. So we do love to travel. The kids have really, whether we've taught them that or they naturally had it or a combination of both. But more and more on their Christmas lists, even. Not that I read them, but
that's all they ask for.
All they ask for is experiences and time with our family, which is pretty awesome. So we know that when we go on the road, our hotel homes, as we all call them, that we can make some great memories. And it was just a really good opportunity to make some more. Why not plan it all secretly and just to get that reaction? Because that's really what it was about. And that the reaction was awesome.
Oh, they were so excited. And honestly, they both, neither one of them asked for anything for Christmas. All they wanted to do was some fun things over the holidays with us and have another adventure. They kept saying they don't need anything. And so I think that's really what spurred it on too.
Yeah. And then obviously you got to book it. Booking the flights is the easy part, right? Somebody's got to do everything. And when I say somebody's got to do everything, that's you. So tell me a little bit about the packing, though. That's got to be tough. You won't let me help. I'm not capable either, but let's stick.
We don't know where anything is.
That's the case.
So then I'll have to do it everything.
I just said that.
Okay. Well, it is insane.
What, that I don't help?
No, just packing and doing all of it. And we're going skiing. We need outdoor gear. We were doing all of these things. We were going to go out for New Year's. We needed something a little bit fancy.
Do you ever overpack?
Maybe sometimes. Maybe a little bit. But we're never short on anything.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I'll give you that. Okay.
But I think the must-have for our family is the snack bag. So we have to have a snack bag. And actually, you're in charge of that. You do that.
See?
Yeah. Way to go. And that is one of the most important parts.
For me. Right?
But traveling...
You just said I had the most important job.
Yeah. Well, except for the...
No, you said it's the most important packing part, and I'm in charge.
But it was fun to pack everything. And it's funny because we showed up there and we always wear Christmas pajamas. And the girls, were worried about that when we arrived the first night because we weren't going to wear our Christmas pajamas on Christmas Eve. And I looked at them and I said, if I ever let you down on something like that, and they both said no. And so off we go when we get in our jammies, and
it all worked out.
It worked out perfectly. And the girls are so easy to travel with. They're like pros. They started traveling with us
when they were born,
when they were babies, when they were a couple weeks old, and
they're pros, man.
Yeah, they're so familiar with the airports and airplanes and car rides, and honestly, they love it. They never complain. They're really easygoing when it comes to that. But our first stop was Sunshine Mountain Lodge.
Pretty awesome spot, right?
Yeah, but we had to make it there by 5:30, and our flight was delayed the weather was not cooperating.
So,
Christmas Eve.
but even if it wasn't, like, I mean, we would, if you had to be there at 5:30, we would reverse engineer it to get there at 5:29-ish.
We don't waste any time.
No, you got to max out.
Max out.
Max out.
Yeah.
Max out.
So we had to get, that's the last gondola up the hill. And we just,
Looked pretty cool.
we didn't want to pay for the private shuttle.
It's a van on like snowmobile tracks that
Yeah.
goes up that Banff Ave run, I assume. But
it was a challenge. We love a good challenge. We told the girls we're tight on time. We're going to have 10 minutes to turn this around. Make sure you're ready, because the kids take off everything they own when they get in the car, and then it takes them 25 minutes to get out of the car.
Yeah.
But we made it just in time.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Like always.
Perfect
Like
timing.
always. But maxed out again, right?
Yep.
So what was your first thought? I know you're excited, where we get to the Rocky Mountains. It's always amazing to be in the mountains. But what was your first thought when we hit slopes the next morning?
Oh, I don't know. I get nervous every time. It was like,
Feel the anxiousness.
but it was like the best deep breath you could ever take. Like, first of all, I love the mountain air. I love being outside. The mountains are a happy place for me. Nature is a really happy place for me. I just love being outside. My kids sometimes get frustrated because I'm always wanting us to get outside. But just the fresh air, the ever-changing...
She's the outside police?
I am, yeah. The ever-changing skies. It's just so beautiful and relaxing at the same time. But I am not, the best at skiing, so that always makes me a little bit nervous. But other than that, it was amazing.
Okay. So when we got to the top of that first chairlift, if you're not the best skier, what are you thinking about?
I think...
Another big...
Yeah, I always say to what are we doing? But I want to have those moments with our kids. So it's like pure exhilaration mixed with terror. I will be honest.
Hey, you can't buy that.
Like, I'm not a pro skier. I grew up at the prairies. But watching the girls and you and the whole family like just ski down the runs was absolutely priceless.
That's fair.
Yeah.
For a minute, at one point, it looked like it might switch from priceless to pricey.
Yep.
When Skylar hit that one jump and doesn't have a lot of fear yet, which is awesome and scary at the same time, and landed mostly on her face.
Yeah.
But I think it was the support of the dudes going by on the chairlift above, screaming and yelling, "Yeah, way to go, kid. You went for it." And she got up and played tough, but she did have a couple of little cuts on her face from the snow.
Yeah.
But hey, lesson learned. She hit the jump again. She never quite hit it that
Well, I told her to slow
hard.
down.
Well, yeah, we don't want to go. So I know I was kind of waiting for her below the jump. You were above watching. What were the thoughts?
It didn't look as bad from my angle. I knew she fell. I didn't realize she landed right on her face. And then I saw the blood on her nose right away. And she didn't know she was bleeding. So I didn't know if I should say anything because she wasn't crying. She was dealing with it really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes me nervous. But they love it. Like, Skylar loves to do this and loves to ski.
Yeah, and it didn't really deter her. She likes to go fast, and she's a gamer like her mom.
Yeah.
She kept going, and
they're so patient with me though, because she likes to go fast and I don't like to go fast. So
you don't hear what they're saying while we're waiting.
Oh, okay.
But no, they're very patient.
They're super patient.
But overall, I think you would agree. Sunshine Lodge delivered as always. The setting's unbelievable, right? Maybe the service and stuff's not unbelievable, but the setting's unbelievable. It's a really, truly magical place. And, everything else, does it really matter? We're there with our family. The weather was great.
There's a hot tub.
There's a huge hot tub. Yeah. What a special place.
And for Christmas dinner, we just made a reservation.
That's nice. No dishes.
No dishes.
That steak was really good. That was
We did wake up Christmas morning though. Santa had come and we had our stockings and we opened up our stockings there, and we had we went skiing on Christmas and it was the most perfect.
That was the first day. It was awesome.
It was so beautiful. So, and then you make s'mores at night.
We had our first introduction to, I don't want to go on too long, but I have to tell this. Our first introduction to powder. Like knee-deep powder.
You want to tell this story?
Yeah, I want to tell the rest of the story.
Oh boy.
You look excited.
No.
Well, it's not that bad. I mean, so we did, and then so we're going down our usual runs, but because of the powder, it's too slow.
Because
I'm not steep enough, and there's this one run we love, but you got to tuck and get some speed to get up this last hill, and it was clear we weren't going to get enough speed. So we went around to the left.
You guided us.
I'm the guide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the guide. Yeah, that's clear. I was in front, and I'm like, okay, it says Black Diamond this way, but we're most of the way down. I mean, how steep can it be? So we're going, and it's like, oh, this isn't too bad. And then we get to a part, and I'm like, uh-oh. And we're going into the
He didn't advise us of this.
Well, I didn't know.
Following.
And we were pot committed unless you want to hike back up, and that wasn't happening. So we get to one, and this one's called Waterfall, which
It's a waterfall. It's straight down. I can't believe gravity
It's a single black time.
keeps you connected to that
Anyway,
mountain.
we were close to the bottom. We were right behind the hotel. It was a pretty short run, but it took us a minute.
I'm not a pro skier.
And I'm
green, maybe blue sometimes skier.
We scraped that hill. Unfortunately, the powder was not there when we left. We got down, and it's funny now, but we did not
You
go
got to ask me if I was okay, and I was not okay.
waterfall again. Not again. So, but we got more to tell. We got more to share. This is only about halfway over, so we got to tell you where we went next.
Yeah, no, then we went off to Jasper Park Lodge, but what a place. But first, the drive through the Icefield Parkway, unbelievable.
Yeah, and leading in, we were, I think I've only been on Jasper or the Icefields Parkway one time, and it was years and years ago, and I don't remember it being that remote. And I know you were a little bit worried about the weather and the roads, and then
We have our children.
I know, but it's a road, like it's got to be plowed. It's the only way to get to Jasper from here. I mean, it's 4 hours this way. If you have to go the other way, it's like 8 or 9. And then all of a sudden I started looking at the road reports, and it had been travel advisory, travel not advised, closed in some places for the 2 days leading into it. But we woke up the day of and the weather looked pretty good. It was a sunny day, and we looked at the, whatever it was, Alberta 511 or something like that. And guess what? Everything was open. And it had gone from advisory to just snow covered. And it was a super sunny day, and we went for it, right? We saved ourselves. I don't know if I would have made it the long way around, all the way back through Calgary, up through Edmonton and to Jasper, or wherever you go through. But it was unbelievable. Just mountains everywhere you can see, glacial lakes, so much snow. There was a couple of points where the road got a little narrow where we're passing people. But even the ladies in the back, the kids, they were pretty amazed. Like, wow, look at that. Wow, look at that, which pretty cool. I mean, I think it's one of the most, if not the most beautiful drive I've ever been on.
Yeah, we did have a bad parenting moment, though. We thought we could grab lunch at Lake Louise.
Oh, jeez.
And there was nothing there to grab, like that you could take to go. We did. We had gas station, which I don't eat sandwiches.
Pepperoni sticks?
No. So we had like chips and like, oh yeah, nutrition at its finest right there. But I told the girls, like, there's no place, to go to the washroom or to, like, we have to go with Flo here. And they were great. They never complained once, and they ate their chips and their candy. And
no, but they were, like I said, they were amazed, right? I mean,
they were, and it's a memory that we're going to have for the rest of our lives. And that is what these adventures are all about. And then we arrived at Jasper Park Lodge, and it was jaw-dropping. It was so amazing. And we had our own little 2-bedroom cabin with a Christmas tree and a fireplace. And
the Christmas tree was over the top, like a big one.
It was so, and our dear friend Mark really helped us get that room at the Fairmont. And
let's be real, we're not hanging out at Fairmont during holidays without some friends helping us out.
Yeah.
It's not in the cards.
Yeah.
A couple of curlers.
And And on top of the incredible setting and the accommodations, we met some amazing people who managed the property, including the general manager, Garrett.
Incredible.
Super nice. And, they took such great care of us and his amazing family. And Troy Mills, like, who is a golf professional, but also handed out toboggans and ice skates. And
who knew a golf professional could work more in the winter than they do in the summer? But he was there like 10 hours a day every day.
Yeah.
Nice. Maybe 12.
I think so. But it was just so fun, the experience. What was your favorite part about it? Jasper?
Yeah, no, that's a tough one. Driving in the mountains, just being in the mountains is always a highlight for me, for sure, no question. Driving through the Icefields Parkway was crazy. But I think for me, probably our little 2-bedroom cottage. I just loved being in there, the wood-burning fireplace, the setting right on the lake, mountain views everywhere. The only thing we didn't see, there was deer coming through the backyard, and they were deer, not elk. We had a little bit of a family discussion about what a deer looks like and what an elk looks like. Turns out deer get a little bit more gray and furry in the winter,
yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much, but I know that. So yeah, for me, it was the accommodation. Just incredible. I love making fires, real log fires, like real fires in the fireplace. And that was just awesome. Had a living room, a little kitchen, so TV to watch the World Juniors. This is way too many for my favorite one, but my favorite one is still the place we got to stay, right? The skiing was cool.
The skiing was really good, but it was just the setting. There was crafts for the kids to do every day. Santa's house was there. It just felt.
But I'm right? Like the cottage.
The cottage was.
That stole the show.
That stole the show. Like the accommodation and just being there and building fires and making s'mores, and yeah, it was just.
And no crashes at The ski hill.
And it was just really special. I don't know. I felt so relaxed there, and something that just being in nature. And as lucky as we were with our drive into Jasper, tell us about the drive out.
Not so lucky. Actually, when we were leaving, it was awesome. I was like, are we going to get another perfect bluebird day to try it out as we're driving out the mountains? And I remember looking at you and saying, I don't remember Jasper being this beautiful. I mean, we don't have to talk much about the fires. It's great to see they're recovering. There was some craziness that you saw, but the mountains, I don't remember them being that beautiful, that jaw-dropping. But so we're leaving and it's super sunny, and we get out of the mountains and we get into the foothills, and that's where it turned the other way. And
There's got cars in the ditch everywhere.
20, 30 cars, a full transport truck, like sideways, and it just got so slippery. It got foggy, and they had a bit of an ice/snowstorm the day before that they were. Thankfully, nobody was still in these cars.
We didn't get that in Jasper, so we didn't realize. But it was
still carnage. So that was a bit of white knuckling, and it's farther than I thought too. And as I'm driving that, I'm thinking, if we had to come this way from Sunshine all the way back through Calgary to Edmonton, and you run into this drive getting to Jasper, like, it's far. Jasper is part of what makes it special, is it's isolated.
Yeah, but I think that's great about it. Like, you guys are like, you're away from everything, and the trip really was our first time, I don't know, trading the chaos of being at home, which I love.
Yeah.
And nonstop action.
Lots of action in the drive home. And I have a good co-pilot though. You never get nervous when I'm driving, right? Marielle Andretti?
Well, sometimes, yeah, I do get nervous.
Okay. You didn't there. You were a good sport, but it was crazy.
Yeah.
Right? We made it. Just, again, we got lucky. Our flight got delayed.
Yeah, a little bit delayed.
It
just bide us a little bit of time, but we traded it for vacation madness, I guess, though. So it was
traditional madness for vacation.
I think it was vacations then, actually. Like, Brent, compare it. What did you love more about this year's holiday getaway, and what did you miss about our usual traditions?
Oof, you got some tough ones. I think for me, I mean, you're never going to replace time with family and friends. Grateful we got to spend it with. Got to see some people. We didn't get to see everybody, but nothing against our traditional stuff. But for me, I love being in the mountains. I've always loved being in the mountains, just looking out the window, just being outside, the outdoor pools and hot tubs, and watching the kids ski, and just getting that mountain fresh air. The kids' faces as they experience that fresh powder for the first time. That was crazy. Like, we've always joked where one day on a little ski trip, we had a little bit of powder, and we, pow pow. The girls love to say pow pow, but it was like a couple of inches off the trails. And this time it was like full on. Like, you had to kind of know what you're doing. And then you end your day with a hot tub, and then it's like, well, I'll go in the sauna to dry off from my hot tub before I go get into my cozy pants and hang out in our lodge and light a fire. And like, is it real life? Like, can we go back tomorrow? I know we can't.
No, we can't.
Okay. If I keep asking. But of course, I miss the people we didn't get to see. All of our closest friends in Manitoba, and there's many, they know who they are, but maybe it makes me a bad person. Lots of things make me a bad person, but maybe it's just because I'm so simple-minded. But while we were there, being able to be just totally present in the moment, it seemed kind of perfect. And like I said, I hope people don't take that the wrong way, because we weren't with family as we have been in the past, but we missed those who didn't get to see it and who weren't with us. But at the end of the day, I really felt like it was perfect. What about you?
Yeah, no, I love the fresh air, the views, the quality time with the kids. And it just felt like, for me, pushing a reset button. I felt like we had the best of both worlds, though. We still had Christmas with my mom and Christmas with your family. So we had those memories, but we had no schedules. We had no rush. We had s'mores by the fire and nonstop smiles on our faces. And the family bonding was truly next level. We talked more without distractions. Like, I miss the extended family vibe, though. Like, I love that busyness of Christmas and being with everybody and all that kind of catch-up time. But when we asked the kids about the trip, they said it was the best trip we've ever had. And for me, that made it all worthwhile. So yes, I did miss, I had a couple moments where I was missing our family traditions and being home, but that was very fleeting. And so it really was great to just kind of have those moments, but I loved having the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and we were a little bit concerned about how the girls would handle not going to see grandma on Christmas in Winnipeg and see cousins and aunts and uncles and stuff like that. But they were able to just kind of lose themselves in the moment too, which was pretty cool to see. At least I think so. They're always up for adventure. I love that about them. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would have changed really a thing. And seeing the travel bug in them is pretty cool too. And there's so many beautiful places to see in the world, and we're lucky in Canada, like Banff, Jasper. Those are 2 bucket list places, and we got to spend our Christmas there. That's pretty cool.
Pretty special. And the weather was phenomenal. Like, it could literally be
no, it was
Winnipeg
awesome.
cold, and it was not Winnipeg cold at all.
And it was still super exhausting in some ways, but in the best ways, right? Fresh air and powder, your thighs are screaming in the hot tub, and nothing knocks me out like a hot tub. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have changed a thing. And people say that all the time, but that's it for me. So for you, one highlight, you always introduced me. When we first started dating, you introduced me to this idea of what was your favorite moment. That was another thing that made me nervous in the beginning. I was like, here's this amazing, lady that somehow she likes me. And so she's asking me, I got to come up with something good, right? But it became something that I kind of looked forward to, because it reminded me how, you're really great at stopping and taking a moment and just being grateful for what's happened and reminding yourself and asking. So what was your kind of favorite moment on the trip overall?
I think my favorite moment was just the whole general vibe of the trip, just the joy on the kids' faces, surprising them on Christmas Eve and watching how excited they were. And then them just coming up to me just randomly and giving me a hug and saying it's the best Christmas ever and thank you so much. And they love the family time together. And they weren't expecting anything when we got home. And there was a couple of presents when we got home. But they just, that this is all they wanted. They just wanted time. And I felt like we were making their Christmas so special, and they were just smiling the whole time. And just the whole general happiness and joy of the trip was my favorite moment.
I think for me, if you were to ask, which I know you were going to, so I'll just answer it anyway, it might have been the Icefields Parkway. I remember being in Jasper, thinking back to that, like you're in Jasper and you're thinking about somewhere else. And it's like, okay, be where your feet are kind of thing. But the weather, how much snow there was, like all the snow that had come a few days before just made it even that much more incredible. And just white knuckling it through the mountains. And there wasn't too many white knuckle parts. There was a couple. But I was really taken back by the remoteness of it all. Like I said earlier, I didn't expect that. I didn't realize, or I didn't remember that it was that remote. And then just hearing the kids continue saying, wow. And, but I think overall this trip though proved that it's not really about specifically where you are. It's about, who you're with, and that traditions can be not changed. I don't think we've changed traditions. I think we've added to them.
Yeah, modified.
Modified?
Yeah, and just
maxed out. We've maxed them out.
And just realizing that sometimes, things can be great in a different way. And I was really worried about being away from family. I wasn't sure how I'd do with that, just because Christmas is so important in my world. But I felt like, it really was way more than I could have ever dreamed of. It was really, really special and awesome. And I'm so glad we kind of got out of my comfort zone and did that. And my favorite part was definitely not waterfall, though.
No?
No.
Okay.
I never want to experience that ever again.
I'll let the guide know that we don't hit that one if we go back, when we go back. So now that we've done it, is there anything you would change? Anything you'd be different?
No waterfall.
Okay, you answered that one. Anything else?
Maybe more hot tub time. I don't know. Have more family members come and join us.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. But no, I don't think I changed much. I really like the quiet time, the fun time. We played a lot of crib, like games, board games. I'd probably start a puzzle because I do love a good puzzle. The next time.
Puzzle?
But no, other than that, I wouldn't change anything.
Okay. So in the future, what are we going to do? Are we going back to tradition, or are we ski tripping?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to see.
Can I answer?
Yes.
Can we do both? Is that possible?
Every year?
Can we do it all? Yeah, okay. Well, no, we can alternate. We can do like ski trip, then beach trip. Is that what you mean? Can't do it every year?
I don't know.
We'll see. But if you're listening, let us know what you think about the travel family traditions versus the traditional ones. What do you do in your holidays? And are we crazy for considering starting a family Christmas travel tradition? Or maybe I'm the only one thinking it. I'm going to ask, and we'll see if we get some support. But drop us a message on our socials at BLang99 on X for me. And Jen, what's your Instagram?
Well, at J Jones Curl.
At J Jones Curl, easy one. Here on our YouTube page. And then we'd love to hear from you. And don't be afraid to share your holiday chaos, traditions, and stories, right? I think we're getting close to wrapping up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Wrapping up this episode reminds us that whether it's skiing in the mountains or family traditions with family, or just hanging out with friends. Holidays are all about connection. And
That's fair.
yeah, and now it's time for Rockstar Rapid Fire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite part because I created this.
So we're going to answer some listeners' questions this time, though.
Okay.
So I will start. What's harder, playing in the big games or watching your spouse play in the games?
It's not even close. I love watching, but I hate watching. I would much rather be in there making all the mistakes and being the reason my team lost than having to watch you lose a tough one like that's a trials final or something. And I never had to watch you do that. You had to watch me lose the Olympics. That would probably sucked.
It wasn't fun, though.
No, it would have been awful. I watched you and how badly you want that person to win. It's kind of hard to explain. I joke about it with anybody who has a husband or wife or a brother or sister that's a competitive curler and they're watching them. And watching curling is fun in the big moments. It's really difficult when you care, not just care who wins, but like you really, really care. So it's way easier to play. Fair?
Yeah, I would say.
Agreed?
Yep.
Okay, that's fair. So here's a question. Someone's daughter's really into curling. Do you have any advice for me as a parent or for her as an aspiring curling athlete? That's a good question. And we get that from time to time. And I don't know if we have a magic answer, but
I think it's just practice. Practice. Work harder than everybody else, but be a great teammate because curling is all about being on a team. So be a great teammate, be willing to, not change, but evolve and learn and just practice and, great things will come.
And find some people that have those same interests as you. If you can, I know I was lucky. I had my best friend growing up, Andy. He loved it as much as I did. And we learned from each other. We challenged each other. We practiced together. It's fun to have a running mate. It's not easy to do necessarily. I was lucky. But yeah, I think that's true.
Do you still love playing the game? Or is there any other sport that comes close in terms of your love for it? I can answer that for you.
I still love playing the game. I do. I don't love everything it requires to be at the top level anymore. I don't have the desire to do all those little things that I know you have to do. And I'm also too old, so it doesn't even matter if I want to do them. The game's kind of quit me. But yeah, there's sports. I love a lot of sports, but I tend to like golf a little bit. Yeah. Like I'd rather, if you told me, do you want to go play golf or you want to go and, have a curling game? No, that's not a competition. Give me a break. You?
Yeah, no, I still love playing the game.
You do. Maybe more than me.
Yeah. I just love, honestly, I do love all sports, but I just love spending time with our family. That's my true joy. No, it is true. It is my joy. It is.
Okay. So that's all the rapid fires again at our socials. Follow us along, send us questions, anything, podcast topics, we're open. Give us some feedback. I hope you don't tell us we suck, but I guess if you think we do, let us know. Maybe we can fix it. But questions, same as earlier, at BLang99 on X or JJonesCurl on Instagram. Tell everyone you know and everyone they know how great we are, but only if you actually believe it. Any suggestions, please fire away. So
yeah, and keep rocking the chaos, chasing your adventures, loving the ride, and never stop dreaming. See you next time on Rockstars.
Thanks, folks.